That's in the blue. That's not in the blue jacket. Blue jacket?
And good evening, everyone. While the National Finals Rodeo occupies the Thomas and Mack Center, UNLV Runnin' Rebel basketball stays in the neighborhood, so to speak, here in the Valley to play at the brand new Dollar Loan Center in Henderson as UNLV tries to remain unbeaten on the season as the Rebels meet the University of Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. Hi again, everyone. Tony Cardasco, welcome aboard, along with Wink Adams, UNLV Athletics Hall of Famer, former Runnin' Rebel great. And Wink, UNLV again will be challenged with another different style of offensive attack. They play very tough and sturdy defensively here tonight. We're talking about Hawaii, and this will be another good test for UNLV as they prepare to get ready for the upcoming conference season.
Absolutely. I think every game, you want to get better, and you see a different style of every team, and I think Hawaii's going to come in tonight, slow the pace down, play some zone, and it'll be a great experience for UNLV to play against this type of team that slows the ball down, plays the zone, low scoring. It's something that they need to see tonight.
UNLV on the season is forcing 22 turnovers, number one in the nation. 22 turnovers UNLV forces per game. Hawaii commits just 11, so something has to give there. So again, we will see some pace. Hawaii will try to take away a lot of the pace of UNLV here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely tonight. I think UNLV is definitely going to try to do what they normally do. They're going to try to turn over, get some easy points off the transition and speed the game up. And Hawaii, on the other hand, is going to definitely trying to control those turnovers and slow that pace down.
You notice how UNLV is wearing down opponents, particularly in the second half of games of late?
Absolutely. They are. I mean, they don't take it easy. They come out the first half, and they got guys that come off the bench and keep that energy going, and see out the second half, they get even more of a boost in the second half. So we're definitely going to see that tonight.
University of Hawaii also ranked 13 nationally in scoring defense, just giving up 57 points per game. The Runnin' Rebels are averaging 80. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. You see the UNLV, the roster here, the team. They're here in Henderson, Dollar Loan Center. Nice crowd. Everyone's still filing in. Understand that there's some traffic here in the neighborhood, in the burbs. We're in the burbs tonight. But the starting lineup for your Runnin' Rebels now at 8-0 on the season. Keyshawn Gilbert and Elijah Parquet in the backcourt. E.J. Harkless, Luis Rodriguez, and David Mawaka, the front line. Again, interchangeable parts for UNLV. And last season, the Runnin' Rebels won 18 games. They already have 8 victories so far in this young campaign. And they're starting to play very well. They're starting to gel. We understand that they're starting to play better as we watch them. They're growing offensively too.
Yeah, I think the chemistry is getting better and better every game. These guys love playing with each other. They love playing defense, getting after each other on defense. They do it at practice, like Kevin said, so when the games come, They love getting after opponents.
Kevin Kruger in his second year. Last season, a Joe B. Hall Award finalist for the top first-year Division I head coach. That was won by Jacksonville's Jordan Mincy, if you recall. And this season, UNLV was in the preseason rated 6th in Mountain West Conference voting. The backcourt for the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors at 5-2. Noel Coleman, Jovan McClanahan, frontline Bernardo da Silva, Samuda Avea, and Kamaka Hepa. And it is controlled by Hawaii and the Rainbow Warriors. Glad you could be a part of tonight's broadcast. We welcome everyone aboard here on the Runnin' Rebel YouTube channel. There's Hepa now, the big guy at the 5. He's going to pull the big man, Mawaka, most of the time. He's going to pull him outside. He's a stretch 5. They go 5 out and nobody in. Shot clock winding down to 6, down to 5. And here up top, here's Avea for 3, and that's off the mark. And 1 and done. Runnin' Rebels are going to clear.
Good defense.
Keyshawn Gilbert. Gilbert into the half court. And again, we talked about this deliberate style of Hawaii, where they really went deep into the shot clock, and now they're forcing UNLV with some pretty good defense as that's winding down on the 8-7 dribble drive. Here's Rodriguez. He left it short. Mawaka clears. 1 and done. Outside, there's Parquet. They're going to get one-on-one man coverage on Mawaka, and the ball was knocked away. Last touch, I believe, by Hawaii with 11 on the timer.
That was good, solid defense. By Hawaii. Definitely slowed them down. You got to learn how to play great man-to-man defense in order to slow this team down. That was great man defense from Hawaii.
So the Rebels, do you think they're trying to develop something down low with Mawaka? It appeared to be that way. He needs paint touches here. He's way up top. And here's Elijah Harkless around a big screen. Harkless penetration drive off ball glass, and the follow-up slam dunk by Mawaka. Oh yeah, they did try to get it to Mawaka. That's how you get it to him. Runnin' Rebels with the early lead, 2-0. Aran Ganat, head coach at Hawaii, 119-79 career. Had a nice visit with him today. And that little floater is off the mark by Hepa. And we're going to get a foul against E.J. Harkless of UNLV. You know what I've noticed a lot more when he utilizes his body on the offensive end, E.J. Harkless. He really does create that space. What does it take to get that shot off? And for the next level, that's something that they're always looking for, right? You have to be able to create your shot.
Definitely. I mean, you know, the defense only gets tougher. You're getting guarded by bigger defenders. I mean, now you got to use your body. You got to risk your body to bump somebody off and get that open shot.
Da Silva goes to the basket, and he's fouled by Elijah Parquet. And that'll be the first personal. This will be shooting 2 for Bernardo da Silva from Brazil. He prepped at Wasatch Academy in Utah. And he likes to attack from the free throw line in, from what I've gathered. And that rolls off. Talk about some ugly basketball against Yale at halftime. Yale led Hawaii 17-16. And they went to combine those two teams from the three-point arc beyond 1 for 14. 2-1 Runnin' Rebels. This is some good, stingy defense. Here's Gilbert. Gilbert around, a little roll there. The jumper by Harkless is off the mark, and then battled for out of bounds, and last touch by UNLV. Nice crowd filing in here. This is reminiscent. I really do like the intimacy of the Dollar Loan Center. They hold about less than 6,000 here, about 5,500. Reminds me a little bit of the good old days before your time. The Las Vegas Convention Center, when the Rebels played there, that was capacity of 6,380. And it last game, February 19th of 1983. McClanahan sealed off at the baseline. Tries to find some room outside. Coleman for 3. That rattles out. And an offensive board. And a reset. Good passing, and then the ball goes off of the leg of Da Silva. And I think he went out of bounds on the sideline there, and so a turnover to UNLV. Stingy
game.
defense, yeah.
Definitely stingy game.
If you're UNLV, how do you break through?
got to get some turnovers because that's what they feed off of. You know, they want to get some turnovers, get some easy points, and get that transition going, get their flow going.
Rodriguez, here's Harkless. Harkless just keeps moving. Good movement away from the ball. Gilbert terminates his dribble. Three-pointer on the way, Rodriguez. Oh, and that just bounds out. And Mawaka on the personal foul, which I did not see. And that'll be his first personal. So
nobody knows how tough it is to play in a new gym, to get used to the focus of shooting a three-pointer, and the stands are so far back now compared to the Thomas & Mack. Everything plays a part when you're playing in a new gym. So it's going to take a while for them to start to get in their comfort zone for shooting.
So that's the Silva up top. Nowhere to go. Coleman. Lob down low. Here's Hepa looking to turn. Double teamed. He has a cutter. That's Avea off the glass. No. And the rebound to UNLV. Rebels looking to break out. Good transition defense by the Rainbow Warriors. Behind the back, Gilbert draws the foul on McClanahan. And that'll be his first personal foul. Yeah, the fans are right on top of you here at the Dollar Loan Center. This facility just opened last March. The Big West Conference Tournament was the first tournament here. In fact, Hawaii won on this court before. They were 1-1 in the Big West Conference Tournament here. High screen now. Victor Owaku is into the game for UNLV. Penetration and layup and one for Rodriguez. Luis Rodriguez and the finish and the foul.
Strong move. Great move.
So now we're going to see Justin Webster, the former University of Hawaii Rainbow Warrior himself. And in talking to Aran Ganat today, his former head coach, nothing but respect and love and admiration for Justin Webster. Webster, a former captain at the University of Hawaii. Three-point play. Luis Rodriguez and the Rebels now lead by 4. 16.5 to go, first half. Glad you could be aboard tonight wherever you are tuning in. Our good friends from Hawaii, our friends here in Southern Nevada, but at least the Rebels did not have to leave town for the rodeo, because of the rodeo, I should say. Zaya. Stifling Runnin Rebel defense. McCallahan deep in the corner. Here's Hepa for three on the way, and he bags that.
Great ball movement.
Yeah, that's Kamaka Hepa, 6'10", 215, the senior from Alaska, the University of Texas transfer. Oh, nice step back on the way. Gilbert, and he hits the triple. Oh, breaking some ankles out there.
That was a great move. Seemed like he got caught up on a pick, but I'm going to give it to Gilbert. Great move.
Now, Keyshawn, did he just step back and start to admire? You know that move? Hepa, that's going to be long. Harkless, good hustle, saves it in bounds. Victor Owaku. Here come the Runnin Rebels. Here's Harkless. Harkless had a screen, pull-up jumper, won't go down. And the rebound underneath to Samuta Avea, the senior from Oahu. Here's Avea, dribble penetration. He got all the way inside and then stops, and then Hepa, and now the steal.
What a turnover.
Luis Rodriguez, spin move, gets across court. Webster doesn't trigger. He was 4 for 4 in the game against the University of San Diego the other night. Rodriguez had it stripped away from behind and back the other way. McClanahan, Coleman for three. Nope, side of the iron and off. And underneath the battle for the boards, pulled down by Samuta Avea, and Avea will go to the free throw line. And that'll lead us to the first time out of the night. Your score, UNLV 8 and Hawaii 4. Oh, that step back and the pull-up and the three. Keyshawn Gilbert, huh? Look at that. Where's his man?
Big body. He put the body on him, put him to the floor.
Bodies at the floor. We saw Kevin Kruger. He came out to talk to the officials. He didn't think that that was going to be a shooting foul on that last call.
Yeah, you know, lately it's been a thing with the new era of basketball. You know, you throw your hands up and make the ref call a foul. So that's kind of what Kevin's getting on the refs about.
Hey, fans, our new head football coach for UNLV is in attendance here tonight. Welcome, Barry Odom, the SEC coach at Missouri. And currently, of course, he was at his last stop was at, I should say, at Arkansas. And now he's the new head coach here at UNLV. Great presser today. He won the press conference, and that was pretty cool. We look at some of the stats here, and currently Hawaii 1 for 7, 14% from the floor. Rebels not so much better at 37.5%, 3 out of 8. And Hawaii, the last 3 games prior to the game that they lost against Texas A&M Commerce, they shot 50%, but then they were down, I think, in the 27% range in that last contest. And so, yeah, Kevin Kruger does not win his case, and so we've got Samuta Avea going to the free throw line to shoot 2. And here is a player that has hit 32 consecutive free throws. You know what's going to happen here, Wink. You can feel it, man. I think he heard me, too.
Oh,
air ball.
Air ball.
I mean, not only did I jinx him,
I
pulled some witchcraft moves.
32 consecutive and
32 straight, and the record for the school was 34. And it's an air ball. Oh my goodness. We've got an 8-5 Runnin Rebel lead. Outside, pulling up. That's Johnson for 3.
Good shot.
Jackie Johnson, Trey, the third. 11-5 Runnin Rebels. And now they're starting to dig in defensively. They can feel it. This is where they like to turn things over.
That's what they want.
And here comes Awako with the dunk. Victor Awako. He gives the Runnin Rebels an 8-point lead. We approach 14 minutes here in the first half remaining. Coleman, nice step up. Hesitation dribble, cross court. Again, it's Avea. Double team. They clamp it down, Rebels. Here's Heppa for 3, swish.
She stroked for a big guy. Nice shot.
Sweet stroke at 6'10", and that's what I was talking about. He'll pull the center out because he's a stretch 5, essentially, and he makes it a 5-point game. Here's my favorite moves. The weave, of course. Keyshawn Gilbert, little floater, switched hands. No, fights for the rebound. Battle, pulled out of there by Samuta Avea. Here's Avea. Coleman, cross court. Heppel wants to fire again, and that's off the mark. And rebounded Jackie Johnson, the third. J.J. Trey, huh?
J.J. Trey.
Gets around his man. Left it off inside, taken away, stolen back the other way. Noel Coleman. They're going to try to settle things down. Into the game now, Justice Jackson, a sophomore from Surprise, Arizona. Again, the switch, the double team, good deflection out of bounds. Touched by Harkless, 13:58 to go. As you see here in the first half, UNLV leading in this game by 5. It's not been pretty, but the Rebels have had their moments, and they're playing well defensively.
Yeah, I think Hawaii's not had a couple of turnovers, but they're not shying away from running their offense.
The trigger it inbounds. Beion Riley is now in for Hawaii. Cross court. Heppa, nice pump fake on McCabe. Now the slashing move inside, left it off for Riley. It's batted away. The shot blocked by Mwaka, and here's the Rebels as they set up shop. High screen for Mwaka. Mwaka went on the wing. Here is Webster for 3. What's good, baby? What's good, baby? So yesterday, the story behind that, Kevin Kruger says every day whenever he sees Justin Webster, that's what Webster says to him, to his teammates. What's up, baby? What is good? What is good? And there's a travel.
It's Hooper talk. That's what we call it.
What's good, baby?
What's good, baby?
It's good, babe. We shortened it in Vegas, right? Hey, we're going to have fun through this game tonight. McCabe. And here's Webster. Dribble penetration, former Rainbow Warrior. Outside parquet. Oh, nice move. And the little finger roll won't go down. Mawaka snatch rebound goes up fouled. The foul will go against Kamaka Hepa. I think that'll be his first personal. We're at the 12-minute media timeout. Runnin' Rebels are leading by 8. And welcome back. UNLV leading 16-8 over Hawaii. Tony Cardasco and Wink Adams here in Las Vegas, a.k.a. Henderson. We're in the burbs tonight.
In the burbs.
And the first time they're playing here in Henderson, which is kind of fun. And I was talking to Justin Webster yesterday, and he said, in addition to saying, "What's good, baby?" he said he's never been to Henderson before this week.
Really?
This guy's got to get out, man.
Focus on basketball. I mean, that's the...
Well, they got training tables now, and they're eating pretty well, I'm sure. And a lot more amenities there at the Menden Hall.
I miss those.
Yeah.
Oh, I miss those.
We should go stop by for a meal. Hawaii just shooting 20% from the floor, 2 out of 10, 2 for 7 from three-point range. And, of course, I jinxed that free throw. And then the field goal percentage for the Runnin' Rebels at 46% on 6 out of 13. What are the Rebels doing well so far?
I think they're staying aggressive. You know, they're getting all the shots that they normally take in any game. It's just not falling. Like I said, it's a new gym. You know, eyes got to focus on the basket. So as the game go along, they'll start making some of those shots they normally take every game.
Now, again, UNLV forced out of the Thomas and Mack by the rodeo.
By the rodeo.
Right. And in the past, before we had all of these arenas, and this arena here in Henderson and Green Valley, which is absolutely beautiful. Before all of that, you guys had to travel a lot, huh? During the rodeo.
Yeah, during the rodeo, we had a tournament at the Orleans arena.
Mawaka good on the first. So at the Orleans, and then I know that Kevin Kruger was talking about the 1 year had to play at the former Dixie College during the rodeo against NAU. And then the Rebels went to Hawaii, and then I think they played at UNR. Rebels are extending the defensive pressure, and this is something we saw Texas A&M Commerce do against Hawaii, and it really did rattle them in that game. Here's Justin Jackson up top, and then Hepa. Hepa, good-looking player, and that's Amaro Lotto, and Lotto has the ball taken away. Here's Johnson around the world, up, won't go down. He went around the world.
I was surprised to see that.
He went from Las Vegas to Henderson and back. Here we go. You got to finish that play.
Got to finish it.
Now,
nice move, though.
Now, what do you think Kevin Kruger's saying about now? Just lay the ball in?
As long as he didn't turn the ball over. He's definitely going to ask him about it later.
So Jackie Johnson, good on the first. Both Johnson and Justin Webster bring so much energy to this Runnin' Rebel lineup when they come into the game. They're the two guys pretty much first off the bench, the energy guys. And now Jordan McCabe seems to be apparently getting some more minutes for the Rebels. Johnson, good on 2, freeze.
That's what you want. You want the guys to be able to come off the bench and keep that same energy up. You know, even if your starting 5 is not playing up to par, you know, you got those guys to come off the bench and pick them up.
Double team in the backcourt.
Good defense.
Here's Coleman. Rebels have forced 4 Hawaii turnovers thus far. On the high post, Harry Ruliadef comes in from Australia. They play with the 2 bigs, Hepa. And then on the wing, they have Beon Riley into the contest. Coleman, penetration cut off. Shot clock, they don't see it, down to 2, down to 1. Now they do. There's Coleman. Hits off the front iron. Back the other way. Let's see if he goes around the world again. There's Jackie, high off the glass this time. And no good. He runs into some photographers down there on that end. And back the other way. Here's Hepa up top. Oh, nice crossover move. Turnaround. McClanahan doesn't go down. And the follow-up is put in by Beon Riley. So that stops a Hawaii drought. It's a 20-10 game. Cape, hesitation on the dribble. And the fadeaway jumper by Parquet is off. Rebels need to play more team basketball, I think, in their next trip. And McClanahan will be fouled on the reach, and that'll go against J.J. Trey. Is he officially going to be called J.J. Trey, or do I have to put in for the trademark or something like that?
I think J.J. Trey fits him. Like somebody told me, you gotta earn your nickname.
Okay.
Like in New York, you gotta earn your nickname.
That's right. You're absolutely right. So your nickname is Wink. And where did Wink come from?
My mother. Starts off when I was a kid. Started off as Winky.
Winky.
Then they took the Y off and started saying Wink.
Here's Ruliadef for 3, off the iron, admiring his shot. Rebound ripped down by Elijah Parquet, playing more minutes for UNLV. Here's McCabe up top. McCabe looking for the screen, and now the roll, but he takes it himself, and that ball swatted out of bounds by Bernardo da Silva of Hawaii. 17 on the shot clock.
Got to utilize those picks. Come off that pick and try to make a play. These last couple of possessions there, coming off the pick and going straight one-on-one, it's not really working out for them too well.
What other guys earned nicknames on your team here at UNLV? Were there any other ones?
Joe Dagger.
Oh, underneath, Gilbert. And again, good defense as that shot was deflected inside. Back the other way, Clanahan. And then underneath, Da Silva, little floater, no, follows his shot, tips it in. Bernardo Da Silva makes it an 8-point game, 9.5 to go. Rebels have gone pretty cold from the field. There's Parquet.
There you go.
Nice penetration, right? Ball stripped away by Keyshawn Gilbert. And now it's going to be a held ball. Possession arrow stays with UNLV. Need to start sharing the ball again, huh?
We have to. It's kind of funny because that pick and roll, you just naturally fall into when you come off that pick. That guy's kind of lagging behind you. Your eyes straight towards the basket.
What do you think that conversation with the officials? Going to get a foul in there?
No foul.
Oh, they wanted 20 seconds on the shot clock. Okay. These refs were standing in my way earlier. I couldn't see. Here's Mwaka. Mwaka hands it off. Here's Gilbert up top. Gilbert, high bound. A lot of traffic up top. Webster doesn't take the shot, leaves it off underneath Mwaka. Mwaka goes up, can't get it to fall. Goes up again off the miss. Will it go down? No, but it'll go to the free throw line, and he's mad at himself for not finishing off that play.
Those close shots be the easy shots. The hardest shots to make.
Well, it's kind of difficult to out-rebound 3 men standing around you.
Absolutely.
Too. That's good work by David Mwaka. Now with, as we told you, that 7'4" wingspan. Not 7'3", he corrected me, 7'4". You know, talking to Keyshawn Gilbert this week, he was telling me a story. I said, a lot of folks think that you tried to emulate a lot of what John Morant does. And he said, absolutely. He goes, every night, what Keyshawn Gilbert does every night before he goes to sleep, he watches a highlight of John Morant every night, and he emulates in games now his creativity, his spacing, watches games from when John Morant was a sophomore at Memphis. His sophomore year, where he led the nation in scoring and in assists, and he tries to do exactly what he saw John Morant do, which I think is pretty cool. And again, we've talked about his growth with this program.
Yeah, I think every player has that one player they always look up to and try to emulate, and John Morant is a great guy to emulate.
Okay, and yours was Curtis Terry, as we know. Oh, another double team clamped by the Rebels. Shot clock is down to 5. Aveo, and then underneath, the basket will count and 1 for De Silva. Bernardo De Silva will convert on the bucket and go to the free throw line.
That good ball movement. They're definitely hanging around. It's working out in their favor. Even though they're down, it's working out in their favor. Good pass. Just a little bit too deep in the paint.
So Bernardo De Silva from Brazil, 6'9" and a junior. Hawaii's got the talent. They don't have the chemistry yet. The Rebels, I think, you have to believe they gelled a little bit sooner than some might have thought because of the Canadian trip and what have you. But when I spoke to Eran Ganat, the head coach, he was just telling me how he feels his team is just starting to come together.
Stepped out of bounds.
Stepped out of bounds, yep. Ganat he worked the ref for that call, I think.
The whole bench stood up, so I think everybody seemed to step on it.
So the Rainbow Warriors and Ganat, career record 119 and 79. And dribble penetration again and a foul against the Rebels. So the Rebels defensively are not holding their ground quite well. It's a 7-point game. UNLV leads, and we have a media timeout with 7:58 to go here in the first half from the Dollar Loan Center. So 7:58 to go here in the first half. Tony Cardasco and Wink Adams, and UNLV, that was their 7th team foul. So now free throws for the remainder of this first half for UNLV. And that's something that's uncharacteristic of this Runnin Rebel team. They've been doing a good job of forcing turnovers, but also not committing those types of fouls.
Yeah, I think Hawaii is doing a great job with controlling the pace of the game, because they're getting all the passes, all the shots that they want. They're just not shooting them at a high clip. UNLV, on the other hand, is using the pick and roll, but not making plays out of the pick and roll. Soon they come out the pick and roll, it's one-on-one basketball, and this Hawaii team seems like they're proving themselves. They're pretty good on defense, going under the screens, and they're playing solid defense. So
5 apiece for David Mwaka and for Jackie Johnson, the third for UNLV. And Bernardo De Silva with 5 for Hawaii and 6 for Kamaka Hepa so far. Runnin Rebels shooting just 33% from the field, and Hawaii 28% so far. Turnovers, UNLV has committed 4, and Hawaii has committed 5 so far. And UNLV typically, off of turnovers, gets the breakout, plays well in transition. However, just 5 points for UNLV. It's 5-1 in favor of the Rebels. And the bench for UNLV has been the difference so far, scoring 10 out of the 21. So De Silva will go to the free throw line. And he can't get a free throw there. These are two teams that shoot in the 60% range at the free throw line. Eran Ganat, we were talking to him, and he was telling me that he likes this trip because his team will be playing here for the Big West Conference Tournament. This is both. Coming up in March, they played here last year, this past year, I should say. He also likes playing a quality opponent on the road and their first trip to the mainland as well. Keyshawn Gilbert's got to let something happen, but no, that is wiped out by De Silva and out of bounds. Keyshawn now 1 out of 4 from the floor, and he's just been running into a lot of traffic, huh?
Hawaii plays the pick and roll pretty well.
They're hedging those screens. Oh, nice catch in bounds. Owako. And then there's Jackie Johnson. Hawaii extending its defense. Here's Parquet for 3. And that rattles out. And the rebound, 1 and done for UNLV. Jovan McClanahan. He's the point guard. Last season, one of the best in the nation in assist-to-turnover ratio. Oh, nice body and good finish by De Silva inside. Bernardo De Silva. And now he has 7 points. And suddenly it's a 5-point game. Keyshawn Gilbert outside again, and that's Jackie Johnson, the third, off the miss. Oh, man, they throw it away. Unforced turnover for Hawaii.
Definitely unforced turnover.
So on Hawaii, that'll be turnover number 6.
Turnovers like that can actually change the momentum of the game, so.
Now, I did predict 17.5 turnovers for UNLV forced tonight on Twitter. Here's Owako up top, setting the high screen. See, there's the screen, and then Johnson steps into a 3. That's off the mark. UNLV so far now 3 out of 6 from behind the arc, and that shot is blocked and sent out of bounds by Owako. Oh, my goodness. The shot by Avea. Seen a lot of blocked shots thus far in this game. Teams combined, I think that's got to be 5 or 6, but there was also some deflections inside.
Correct.
That's a two-handed block. That's got to feel good.
Athleticism.
Offensive foul, jostling for position. E.J. Harkless inside, and Bernardo De Silva. And on De Silva, that will be his first personal foul. Okay, so one of the areas of Harkless's game that I really do admire, he draws fouls. Like, he's really good at drawing fouls. He drew 9 fouls against Dayton, and 8 fouls he drew against Southern University in that opener. There's Harkless up top, squaring up. Rodriguez, swish! Luis Rodriguez, he needs to get going for the Runnin' Rebels. And they extend the lead once again, 24-16.
Got to get that ball moving. That's a good ball movement. Good shot.
Nice switch for the Rebels. Coleman, Hepa, nice ball fake. Oh, my goodness. Is Parquet okay? Faked out of his shoes. And he got a little leg in there at the end. He tripped him up, but landed flat on his back. Now watch this ball fake. My goodness.
The pump fake.
Over the top. Look at this.
Ooh.
That's quite a spill. That's got to hurt. So Hepa will go to the free throw line. Can I jinx any other free throw shooters tonight?
I think you jinxed the whole team. Both teams. Coach used to always stay on your feet.
So he earns the bonus. Kamaka Hepa averages 10 points, 6 rebounds per game. He is a Hawaiian native, but he was born and grew up in Alaska and played at the University of Texas for 3 seasons. He was on that 2019 NIT championship team at the University of Texas, and he also played in the NCAA tournament, and they were a top 10 team in 2021. Here's Gilbert, works through traffic.
Gotta shoot it.
2-man game. No space for Gilbert behind the back. Now forces his way. Now turnaround, one-hander, no, and he's fouled on the play. That's a lot of good work there for Keyshawn Gilbert.
It is.
Okay, I had to talk to him about the free throws, okay? Remember our last broadcast, I was saying, what's up with Keyshawn? He keeps missing the first free throw. So I said, Keyshawn, okay, I've noticed that you've been missing the first of 2. And I said, why is that? Let's see, make this one, please. Thank you. Okay, so I said, why is that? He goes, man, I really hate California. What does that have to do with anything? In San Juan Capistrano, he said that they had a big video wall over the top of the rim, and it was distracting him. And now he's got to get his game back on pace. So he's starting to make his free throws, and he makes two. Thank you, Keyshawn. Thank you so much.
Understandable. Completely understandable.
Have you been distracted like that?
Yes. Yes.
Those small gyms, too, right? With those video boards?
Those small gyms with the video screen behind them. Somebody has, like San Diego State used to have like a big face behind the backboard.
Right.
It messes with you.
Right.
It does. Absolutely.
It's great, but why the hate for California? I don't understand that. Here's Hepa again. Oh, cross court. Good ball movement, but now down to 10 on the shot clock. Up top, Jackson's wide open. He's going to fire away at a three. That's off the mark. Here's Webster. Harkless went down. Justin Webster. Harkless has been pretty quiet so far. See what he does here. Reaches into the bag. Foul before the shot. And he'll go to the free throw line for the 1-and-1 as Hawaii's over the limit.
They're definitely going one-on-one a lot tonight. They are bringing it at Hawaii. Hawaii's doing pretty good at controlling it, though. They're playing pretty good D. It's not the same fouls as getting called on both ends. Both teams are being aggressive, getting to the basket, getting the same fouls.
UNLV would just but just 2 points, a couple of points on fast breaks. So they're not getting out, and you have to credit Hawaii's defensive look, right, for stopping them in transition. Okay, I'm not going to talk about free throws the rest of the night. I'm done. That's all I had in my bag. Under 5 to go. And the Rebels build a 10-point lead. See if they can close out these last 5 minutes.
Oh, good double.
The ball was deflected. Nice double team. Now it's helter-skelter for Hawaii. Cross court. Here's Coleman. Coleman dribble penetration. Lost the handle. Scramble on the floor. That's what you like. Gilbert with the floor burns. Back come the Runnin Rebels of UNLV. Harkless underneath, and Webster had his back underneath to the basket. So now they kick it out, and they'll reset the play. Here's Harkless again. Oh, isolation. Harkless in the lane. That's money. Done and done. UNLV now with a 12-point lead.
Strong move. He uses his body very well.
E.J. Harkless went back to the braids, and he's aerodynamic tonight.
Yeah. That's what the braids do.
Welcome back to the Dollar Loan Center, and there is the new head football coach for UNLV, Barry Odom. And a standing ovation by this crowd here at the Dollar Loan Center. Man, where'd all these fans come from? It's suddenly getting filled up in here. This is great.
They beat traffic.
Awesome. Welcome to Vegas, Coach Barry Odom. Good defensive coach. Speaking to a couple of the returning defensive linemen for UNLV, that's a specialty. He's gotten a lot of players drafted that were defensive linemen. They're like, I can't wait to play for this guy. So UNLV now 10 points off of turnovers, 8 turnovers for the Rainbow Warriors. This Hawaii team, they go through these scoring droughts, and then they have to play catch-up, right, all night long. And that's something that they really do need to work on. And again, you work on these things in the non-conference. And how do you get more consistent scoring? It's hard to break through against the Rebels tonight because they're playing well defensively, but how do you break through and go, stop those droughts?
Well, you practice how you play how you practice. So, I mean, you know, one thing they have to get after each other in practice and just get better day by day and get that chemistry down.
Good ball movement once again, and that opens up a shot deep from Noel Coleman. Coleman with the miss. Hawaii now 2 for 11 from distance in this game. Oh, and there's Gilbert. Little floater. Will it fall down? No. Off the iron twice. And then it's pulled down by De Silva. Here's Jackson back the other way quickly, but the Rebels get back in defensive transition once again. They're double teaming on everything on the baseline. Every single look, every touch, they're double teaming. There's Avea, throws up an air ball whistle, foul against Hawaii. My goodness, they are really starting to clamp down defensively.
Yeah. They're playing that baseline pretty well, forcing everything baseline, doubling it. Everything they go into the post, they double it. They come out, great rotation on the shooters. Great defense. I think UNLV wants to force more turnovers. That's what they want. They want to get out and run. You know, they've been getting all the shots they get in the half-court set, but UNLV they really want to run. They want to turn you over and get some easy transition points. That's what they want to do.
Wink, are they playing better defensively in those corners? Remember, you said that was an area of weakness. Do you think they're covering that up in this game tonight?
I think they're doing pretty good. And Hawaii is just a natural team. If you're watching the game, they make that corner pass every time from the wing, so it's open.
Ooh. Gilbert's made all of his 4 free throws. Runnin Rebel lead at 14 at 32-18. 3:34 to go here in the first half. Nice crowd. I think this crowd right now sort of sitting on their hands and waiting for the Runnin Rebels to go on a run. Here's Coleman on the angle, dribble penetration, hang in the air, lays it up, and one. My, so who's that foul on? Or was that, wait. Was that an inadvertent whistle? Was there a call on that basket?
No.
No.
Inadvertent whistle.
Didn't you hear? Yeah, inadvertent. Okay. Hawaii had one of those in the game against, their last game against Texas A&M Commerce. And they lost that game at the end. 9, down to 8. Gilbert deep in the corner. Here's Webster, pull up 3, rounding in. What's good, baby? What's good?
Come off the pick and make a play.
He was 4 for 4 in the game against San Diego, and he's starting to heat up. And I said, Justin, do you feel that you started to press a little bit when you were going through those early season struggles? And he goes, yeah, I really was. And then they start to fall, right?
Right. Absolutely. Like I said, you always got to stay aggressive. You're in the shooting slump, you got to keep shooting. You got to get in the gym. Like I seen him today, pregame, he was the first one out, getting up shots, getting his rhythm down, and it's showing in the game right now.
So Webster off the bench for UNLV, now 6 points. He's drained a couple of threes. Runnin Rebels lead now up to 15. Jackie Johnson III runs into a triple team. Down on the baseline, that basket rolls around, and it goes down for Keyshawn Gilbert. 17-point Runnin Rebel advantage. And to be quite honest, it doesn't appear like this is a 17-point game, does it?
It does not.
Suddenly, they just explode. There's the corner.
Yeah, that corner pass.
And then Coleman, they cover it up. He doesn't take the shot. Deep in the corner on the other side by Justice Jackson. And here's the breakout, and here's Gilbert underneath. Tries to reverse it. And off the block, here comes Hawaii back the other way. Here's Coleman. There's it off for Hepa. Back to Coleman. Jackson around the horn. Hawaii gets to the lane, and then they just stop for some reason. Avea. That's what they should be more aggressive. Shot clock is down to 10. There's Jackson. Oh, there's the deep corner. And will they make the Rebels pay? Nope. Off the mark. That shot by Avea off the miss. And that's the area you were talking about. A little bit of a weakness defensively for UNLV.
That corner pass is always open. I think Hawaii, most games they might get that corner shot. They just got to do a better job of knocking it down.
So there is 1:09 to go here in the first half of play. And the Runnin Rebels looking for a big week. They've got this game, and then coming up on Saturday, they go to the MGM Grand Garden Arena where they take on Washington State. When we were talking before the game, Wink, do you feel if they could pull out 2 wins, they might be ranked next week?
Yeah, me myself feel like they should have already been ranked, but that's just my opinion. But I feel like if they win these 2 games for sure, next week, top 25.
Kevin Kruger this week saying, you know, this team went through the whole Canadian trip and all those practices and then came in for the fall camp, and then UNLV played a couple of closed-door exhibition games, and now they have 8 games, and he goes, it's time for us to maybe lighten the load a little bit because they just want to focus on details. And at yesterday's practice, they weren't so much doing scout team. They were more or less like just running up and down the court and having fun, playing 5-on-5, another blocked shot. Is that De Silva? If that is, that's his 4th. No, that was the big fella inside. That was on Hepa. That was Hepa. Yeah. De Silva's got 3 blocked shots.
Rim protector.
Rebels have 3 blocked shots officially, but I think there's more than that. I don't know who's doing stats over there. Oh, in the air, and that's Jackie Johnson, the 3rd.
Going to that left hand. He is a beast going to the left hand.
Rebels extended the pressure now. Here's Webster, who played point guard at Hawaii for most of his stay there. Hepa fires for 3. That's going to be short of the mark. And Webster with the rebound for UNLV. It's about a 5-second shot clock to game clock differential currently. And here's Gilbert up top. 16 seconds on the shot clock, down to 14. And that baseline shot for Gilbert won't go down. He's mad at himself that he didn't finish. Now back the other way, that's Coleman in the air, no. Followed up, and it is put in underneath by Beon Riley. 4 seconds, 3 to the Rebels see the clock. Here's McCabe, reversal, good! At the buzzer.
Good reverse. Good move. A senior move. Vet move.
So it's been a team effort in the first half for UNLV as the Runnin Rebels enjoying their largest advantage of the night at 19 points. Wink, your impressions of that first half for UNLV?
Well, I think UNLV, took it possession after possession. Great reverse layup. And I think going through the first half, like the first couple of minutes, De Silva start posting up real deep into the paint. They start working for Hawaii, but I think UNLV is playing more of a, if you're going to shoot the threes, we're going to give you the corner 3, but you got to show us you can knock it down. Because what they're doing right now is just compacting the paint and making Hawaii shoot, and it's working into their favor.
I like what the Rebels have done. We discussed it in the first half defensively, particularly inside, in the paint, and on the baseline.
Absolutely. Doubling the post, forcing everything to the baseline is easy to double that and rotate out of it. So I think that's what UNLV is doing a great job with tonight. It's forcing Hawaii to take a lot of shots, and they're getting some turnovers every here and there, but every possession they're taking a step farther and farther away, and the game is kind of getting out of hand.
The Runnin Rebels heated up there in the latter part of the half. They now are shooting about 34% from the floor, but they are 4 out of 7 from behind the arc for 51%, for 57%, I should say. And they are limiting Hawaii to shoot just 29% from the field so far in this game, and they've opened up this big lead.
Yeah, I think one thing you like as a teammate, even with Elijah, falling to the ground, you still want to see guys hustle and even go contest a pump fake. Just so you know, guys are hustling. That's the energy that you want. And, these guys, they're everywhere tonight. You seen Harkless go at the big man, the rotation, they mixing it up. So, these guys are playing everywhere on the court.
For sure, UNLV forcing 9 turnovers. Again, they average 22 forced turnovers per game, number 1 in the nation in college basketball. And off of those 9 turnovers, they've converted it into 12 points. And I don't know about you, but I don't feel like the Rebels got into a good rhythm offensively, and they still lead by 19.
No, because I feel like, a defensive team like UNLV, your defense dictates your offense. So if they're not turning you over, if they're not speeding you up, the offense is going to come pretty slow. But if they're turning you over, getting up and down, the offense comes with that. So I think that's the identity of UNLV. That's how they play.
UNLV going to Justin Webster tonight. He's played about 14 and a half minutes in that first half, and Kevin Kruger understands what this game means to him against the program that he left. It's just absolutely a love affair. And, and speaking with Ron Gannat earlier today, he said that Lon Kruger actually brought Gannat into Coaches versus Cancer, and to that organization, he's got a lot of admiration for him and for Kevin Kruger. And also, he said, Justin Webster, what a great guy. He goes, that was a tough one to lose because he was a captain of our team, and he just really spearheaded this team, and he played the point guard position primarily at Hawaii, and now he's a shooting guard at the 2 guard, and it's gone pretty well for him. And luckily, he's responded tonight. He's having a good time. He's 2 for 2 from distance. What's good, baby? Now with the total of 6 points in that first half. Good distribution of points, too, for UNLV. When you look up and down that score sheet, I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 8 players, I think, have scored in the game, and the leading scorer is Luis Rodriguez, a quiet 8 points, 6 for Webster, 7 for Jackie Johnson III. Talk about Jackie Johnson III and his minutes that he gave the Rebels there in that first half. Oh, we can't get enough of this play, right? Well, McKay's actually playing pretty well up until that block shot. But I thought they were going to show that McCabe finish again. Yeah, good defense on both ends of the court. Both teams playing pretty well defensively. And even for UNLV, not easy buckets in this game.
No easy buckets. Like I said, Hawaii is definitely showing them something different. You watch how they play the pick and roll. They're going under, the big man shadows. It's a different type of defense that UNLV probably never seen, and that's why it's kind of stable. It's kind of making them stable a little bit. It's making them play the one-on-one game instead of making plays. So the way Hawaii is playing defense is kind of forcing UNLV to kind of play abnormally than what they normally do.
Not a lot of buckets for UNLV, just 12 baskets, but they did assist on 7 of those, and 3 Keyshawn Gilbert assists. And Keyshawn now just 2 of 8 from the field, and so hopefully he could heat up in the second half. He struggled a little bit offensively, but again, he does everything else, and so on nights when it's not clicking for him, the rest of the team can pick him up. And E.J. Harkless just 4 points in that first half. He was just 1 for 4 from the field, and so the Rebels, I think, are going to perhaps solve this Hawaii defense in the second half.
Yeah, I think they will. I think Kevin's going to tell his team, we got to come out, definitely play harder on defense. Even though we play hard, we got to play hard on defense because he knows, getting those steals, it really dictates our offense. That's the main thing that they want to work on. But at the end of the day, without those key guys scoring, they have balanced scoring. They got a lot of guys that can put the ball into the hoop and kind of take over the range sometimes, and you need that, and that's a great thing to see right now in this game.
The Runnin' Rebels at halftime enjoying their largest advantage of the night at 19 points, 41-22. We'll step aside for a short while, and we'll be back with the start of the second half in just a couple of minutes.
man.
We're the Tide. I've never seen you out here, man.
Yeah, man.
Looking good, dude.
Thank you, thank you.
Miss guys like you out there.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Wait. Yes, sir. Shout out. Oh, okay. I'll tell baby, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to say, like,
Welcome back as the teams are warming up for the start of the second half. Tony Cardasco and Wink Adams here courtside at the brand new Dollar Loan Center. And this is the home of the Arena Football League team, the Nighthawks, the Las Vegas, the Henderson Silver Knights, and of course the Vegas Ignite G League team. And here tonight, and I did some games in here. They had the Vegas 4, and the ice is underneath there, and so my feet were awfully cold. But tonight, we got a nice intimate crowd. This crowd really filled out here at the Dollar Loan Center, and the fans seem to be enjoying themselves. And we are getting comments on the YouTube channel, and we've got a shout out to Jack Little and Boyle County High School in Kentucky. Boyle County High School in Kentucky. So thanks for tuning in, and keep doing what you do in that media class, and hopefully you grow up to have better mic presence than myself. What do you think, Kevin? Now, knowing Kevin Kruger, what do you think? What do you think Kevin said to the team at halftime?
I think they're going to be more aggressive on defense. I think he said, man, we got to pick up the tempo. We definitely want to get out and run, and we want to force some more turnovers. So I think he told his guys, man, we're going to be more aggressive on defense. So we're going to see a lot of pressing they're not going to back up. They're going to definitely try to get some easy points on transition, but I think they're going to try to spread this league out.
Yeah, take it. That's the thing about a sign of a really good team was they take it from 19 now and they get to 25, and they just keep growing that lead rather than going backwards, and they don't want to lose that focus, right?
No, they don't. Absolutely.
Hawaii, the Rainbow Warriors, as we mentioned, came in at 5-2. Losses to Yale and Texas A&M Commerce. They defeated Mississippi Valley State, Eastern Washington. They had a win against Hawaii Pacific, Sacramento State, and Texas State, and they were the number 3 seed, I should say, in the Big West Conference tournament. On this very floor, they lost to Cal Fullerton in the final, but they beat UC Riverside there in the quarterfinals, and they beat Riverside, and then Fullerton beat Long Beach State 72-71 to win the title. Last time that these two teams met, UNLV and Hawaii, was back in 2018, and UNLV in Las Vegas and now extending into the suburbs. Their record 11-2, 11-2 in Las Vegas. So same starting five for these two teams. And Hawaii will have the basketball first. You hear the Rebel chant in the background here at the Dollar Loan Center. De Silva, and very patient with the offense.
Corner pass.
Again, corner, wide open look. And McClanahan cannot buy a bucket for Hawaii. McClanahan 0 for 2 in that first half. Did not score. And that was his second triple attempt. Well, that corner shot's wide open. And there's Rodriguez, pull-up 3. That draws Ironin off. And here comes Hawaii back the other way. Gilbert defending. Here's McClanahan. He'll take over the reins at the point guard position. Again, has yet to hit a shot. He had a cutter, and that was Avea, and a whistle and a foul against UNLV.
Glad to see Elijah back out there. I thought he was hurt from that pump fake. I'm glad to see him back out there.
He took a tumble.
He did.
Man, to go over a guy's shoulders who is 6'10".
And that floor hurts. Absolutely.
Now, would you much rather land on the court or on the ice here at the Dollar Loan Center? De Silva turns around, and that shot was sent back there by Moaka. Moaka with another block for UNLV. That's his second on the night. Turn around, there's Harkless, can't get it to fall. Cleaning the glass, Moaka. He gets it underneath. Rodriguez, another block shot underneath De Silva, and then he sticks with it and lays it in. Hard work by Luis Rodriguez. We're talking about these guards and how well they go after rebounds. It's something else.
Big guard, that's the best thing about being a big guard, man. You can be so ambidextrous on the court. You can do so much, and, you know, these UNLV guards love to rebound, and they even love to guard bigger players, so.
I think they got Keyshawn Gilbert on that foul. He thought he was defending well. And that'll be his third personal foul. So 3 personals on Keyshawn Gilbert. Triple team off the inbounds, and then the layup goes down inside for Bernardo De Silva. Silva playing a pretty good game, now has 9 points. 43-24 early on here in the second half of play. Here's Gilbert. A lot of traffic in front of him. He'll go to the right. He'll back it out. Harkless for 3. On the way. Oh, would not go down. He's having a tough night shooting. Almost a carry there. And now outside, it's Hepa. Hepa with the brick, and then the tip in a couple of times by Avea. Samuda Avea with that basket. It's 43-26. Hawaii doing a good job going after the boards on that possession. Gilbert dribbled through traffic. Harkless has it back. Harkless in the corner. Dribble penetration. Left off by Rodriguez to Moaka. 10 on the timer. Scramble on the floor. Rebels turn the basketball over. Avea deep in the corner. And that's Coleman. Noel Coleman's been very quiet tonight. He averages 17 points per game. And we're going to get a whistle inside on the drive, and that's going to be a charge against Avea, Samuda Avea. And that was Keyshawn Gilbert who took the charge.
Speaking of Harless, that's what makes Harless so good, because he's the only player that I've seen that still utilizes the mid-range game.
It makes it very dangerous. Yeah.
He doesn't get a lot of charges.
Webster, three, swish! His third triple of the night. Justin Webster, what's good, baby? You got to throw that in there.
He's on fire tonight. He's shooting good.
He's going to listen to this tape and go, what in the world is that? McClanahan in the corner. Good defense by Rodriguez. Now dribble penetration goes up, whistle foul. 2 shots coming up. You see Luis Rodriguez claiming verticality.
Yeah, that was pretty questionable. Can't argue with the refs.
When I was his age, I couldn't even spell verticality, but 20-point Runnin Rebel lead. And McClanahan will go to the free throw line. And as we mentioned last season, he led the Big West Conference in assist to turnover ratio, one of the best in the country at 2.3. So 2 times as many assists as to turnovers. Do you know what your ratio was there, assist to turnovers? Come on, man.
I absolutely don't.
Okay. Don't you have it on your phone or something? Pull it up. I really like these guys. I love all the entire Runnin Rebel Nation and all the former players, but sometimes the tails get tall. I mean, they get really tall.
They do.
But it's fun. It's fun fodder. Here's Keyshawn Gilbert up top around a high screen. Just pulls his way inside and turns it over again. Back the other way. And underneath that finish by Beon Riley. So the Rebels get beat in transition. Is this a night where Keyshawn Gilbert is trying to do too much, do you think? Oh, there's Rodriguez all the way to the basket, blows a lay-in, and he's hammered on the way down by De Silva.
I don't think he's doing too much. I think, as teams, like, even us when we play against teams, we definitely underestimate a team that we know we probably should beat. But when you underestimate them, this is when you look like you turn the ball over, shots not falling. Everything looks pretty bad.
A couple of turnovers for Gilbert. He's had 3 of his shots blocked off the side of the backboard. That shot by Jackie Johnson, the third, and back the other way, the lob and the alley-oop, and they blow the lay-in attempt underneath the basket. And that'll lead us to a timeout on the court. So Morsek from the Senegal just came in for Hawaii, and he blows that lay-in. The under-16 media timeout. Runnin Rebels leading by 16. Runnin Rebels looking to put the wraps on their 9th consecutive win on the season. Last season, they won but 18 games, and here we are in the non-conference. Things going quite well for UNLV. And this past week, the initial net ratings came out, and UNLV was ranked 44th. So things are looking up for this Runnin Rebel program. And when Kevin Kruger was asked about the net rankings, he's like, okay, it's early in the season, but if you were to ask me 8 games into the season, where you thought we might be ranked, and being one of the top 45 teams in the nation, we'll take it. We'll take that.
Absolutely, you want to take it. You got to. You have to take it. I think his team is a great reflection of Kevin. That playing hard on defense. Like I said, you take it a week at a time, game at a time. It'll all work out.
UNLV in the second half, just 2 out of 8, 1 for 4 from behind the arc. And they are shooting 25% from the field. Now they need to get back defensively. Gilbert's going to guard the ball. Jovan McClanahan. Here's Hepa. He's been quiet in the second half. He usually takes that shot. Instead, he's got somebody cutting to the basket. That was Beon Riley, out of bounds to UNLV. That'll be the 11th turnover forced by the Rebels. Hawaii turning the ball over, and the points off of turnovers for UNLV, 15-3, 15-3. UNLV, 16-point advantage. This tempo is sort of to Hawaii's liking, but the Rebels are just going to have to grind this game out and a travel up top. So the Rebels commit on that turnover, their 8th turnover. Rebounding UNLV 29-24, the advantage there. 3-point shooting, Hawaii just 2 for 16. And the Runnin' Rebels are 6 out of 12. That's the difference in this game, perhaps, so far. Gilbert got ball. That was a region, but he got all ball. Hey, Mr. Ref, we need to have a discussion here. He got ball. Questionable. Oh, man. So on Gilbert, how many fouls is that? Is that his 4th? And there's a makeup call.
There we go.
There we go.
Getting back to us.
Does Gilbert have 4 fouls? Huh. Okay. Rebels looking to score here on the offensive end of the court. Hey, where's Harkless been? Nice floater, and then the follow-up jam by Mowaka off the miss by Jackie Johnson III. Love those dunks. Coleman, oh, Johnson stepped into the passing lane, couldn't come up with the interception. Now underneath, that shot is rejected as Beon Riley went up, goes up again, bucket and 1. That's persistence right there.
He didn't have like 3 possessions like that tonight. Good pump fake. Utilize the pump fake.
So Riley, who has an ankle injury, gives his team a lot of good energy, and he's back in the fold now. He was hurt in the Texas State game, I believe, and had great energy there in the Yale game off of the bench. They brought him into the game early. Cannot convert on the free throw. Jinxing everyone tonight. 14:20 to go. Runnin' Rebels lead by 16.
There you go.
There's the fadeaway, and that's by Gilbert. Falls down. Offensive board outside. Here's Webster off glass, and he misses that 3-pointer. And back the other way come the Rainbow Warriors. McClanahan. Top Coleman. Whistle away from the ball. And we had some activity going on underneath the basket. And that'll go on Victor Iwaku. More sec from the Senegal, the center, at 7-1. Look at this mismatch. Keyshawn was guarding up on Moore. And now Moore gets the rebound off the miss. Double teamed on the baseline. Goes with the diagonal pass. And then Hepa, outside Coleman, had a good look, gave it up. Now, off the miss, Hepa cleans up, off glass for 2 more. Too many second chance opportunities here in the second half for Hawaii, and they cut that 19-point lead down to 14.
UNLV getting pretty stagnant.
Harkless going to the basket, uses his body well, draws the foul, and go to the free throw line. That's a talent, right, to draw a lot of fouls. 9 fouls in the Dayton game. Look at that. He just goes right into the body of that big fellow Moore.
It takes a certain type of body to do that all year round. Trust me.
Hawaii was picked to finish second, Wink, in the Big West Conference, and you could see that they have some talent. It's developing. You like what they do defensively.
I love what they do defensively.
So Harkless at the line. He's had a really rough night, too. I liked him better with that fro, man. That looked cool. That was like from my era back in the day. I didn't have enough hair to do that, but it looked good, you know, from back in the day.
Yeah.
Back to a 15-point advantage for UNLV. Tony Cardasco, Wink Adams here courtside at the Dollar Loan Center at Henderson. That shot no good, and then Moore on the follow-up off the miss. So Moore Sek, that's his name, from Senegal, fading away. Jackie Johnson Jr., or the third, I should say. And now in the backcourt, as Hawaii had some problems handling the basketball, McClanahan will pick it up, and they'll go into their half-court offense. Webster, good job defensively up top. Riley gathers. Hepa did a little stiff arm action there. Shot clock under 10. McClanahan. And then a travel, I think, up top. Nope. They're going to get the charge away from the basket. Offensive foul on Beon Riley. And I think we have a technical foul. Who's that going on?
A double tech.
A double tech, okay. So I saw Samuda Aveya in there. And, of course, Victor Awako. Awako, anywhere in the vicinity, he always gets a foul called against him. It's crazy. Like, they'll blow a whistle. They go, oh, you know what? Are you around the basket? That's on you, number 0.
The Draymond Green rule.
Right?
He has it.
Yeah, no joke. I wonder what he said there. Rebels looking to extend that lead once again. Here's Jordan McKay back into the game for UNLV. There's Awako, dribble penetration, bodies into a man. We got a whistle and a foul. And that, boy, that's going to go against Hawaii. That's his third personal foul on Hepa. And that's the 17th foul. Both teams from this point forward in the bonus. And so if you're UNLV, you're going to try to get back to the free throw line as much as you possibly can in this game. Lead was 19 at one point. And now it's down to 16. Awaku's been shooting free throws better this season, but not that one. What am I doing tonight with these jinxes, man? We approach the 12-minute mark. Media timeout at the next break. Jackson up top. Noel Coleman deep in the corner. Riley had it. Had a man posting up. Nice ball movement. Outside Hepa pull up 3. That rings out of there. Whistle and a rebounding foul underneath. Looks like it'll go against Bernardo da Silva. Good positioning underneath the basket by E.J. Harkless. And that'll lead us to a media timeout. The Runnin Rebels are leading here in Henderson. 49-36. Sorry, Wayne.
I say Harkless once again. He's down there in the trenches.
He's just a tough customer.
Yes.
Former Runnin Rebel Bryce Hamilton introduced here before the partisan crowd at the Dollar Loan Center in Henderson, Nevada. We're about 15 minutes away from the Las Vegas Strip, and we hope that the Hawaii basketball team had a great time here in this visit. not over yet, but coming to the mainland for the first time, and then also playing in a game that they're going to be playing here come March on this very court, you know, for the conference championship. So that's pretty good. It's a good way to get acclimated to this court. And you talked about depth perception, right, when you're shooting the basketball and playing in these smaller arenas too.
And I always thought, like, for Hawaii, the travel time always plays the effect. Traveling so far and having to stay so long to play games and travel back, so that travel plays a part sometimes.
So you had a game there one time, right, where you played there, and one of your teammates had a relative that was the head coach. So Riley Wallace was the head coach, right, there
Yes.
at Hawaii. And what was the relationship there?
I think Kendall Wallace, that was
Kendall Wallace,
his grandfather, yep.
free throw good for Webster. I like to have a nice 10-day stay there and play one game, right? And now 11 points for Webster, having a really good game. And the Runnin' Rebels extend the lead back up to 15, under 12 to go here in Henderson. Jackson up top. We call it Green Valley. Locals, right? A whistle away from the ball. Might go on Luis Rodriguez. No, it's on Webster with the hold. Those fouls are really starting to add up for UNLV. That'll be the 8th team foul. Like these scoreboards in here too. So Riley will go to the free throw line out of Chula Vista, California, averaging 2 points and 3 boards per game. Makes good on the first, earns the bonus. I was telling you, we used to go on these road trips. I think when Jerry Tarkanian was the head coach at UNLV, during the rodeo time, I swear, we went on a 10-day trip once. It just kept going and going.
It can happen.
But you guys played out of town and at the Orleans Arena here.
Yes.
But back in the day, because, you know, there were no additional arenas in town. Oh, nice move. Harkless with the finish, falling down. So because there were no arenas to play in, and then they finally built arenas, but they were at gaming establishments. NCAA would not allow that to happen. There's a three-pointer drill by Harry Ruliadeff. 6'9" from Brisbane, Australia. You don't want that big fella to get going. Yeah, so they couldn't stay in town. The Runnin' Rebels, there's no place to play but the Thomas and Mack or the Convention Center back in the day. Well, not the Convention Center. I shouldn't say that because there was no rodeo there. Whoa. Almost dragged the pivot. Here's Rodriguez. He wants to shoot. Nice defense by Hepa as he extends it back. Here's Harkless for three. Back iron it off. Fought for. And Rodriguez got it back. He looked for Webster. And now he throws it away. And now there's a foul against UNLV, right, Rodriguez? Or this is going to go against Hawaii. Okay, there was a hold in there somewhere. But yeah, so UNLV, we had to stay on the road for the duration. Tark did not like the rodeo. Did not like the rodeo one bit. I got to tell you the truth.
So it's always been.
Ever since it moved here, when they opened the Thomas and Mack, the rodeo has just taken over the TMC, and then the basketball team would have to travel. But now it's great to have this arena, and Coach Kruger would like to make this, front of the iron, and Harkless gets a lucky bounce as it falls through. Yeah, but now, like, you know, Kruger yesterday was just saying that he would like to start a tradition of maybe playing here every year. You've got the MGM Grand. There's so many venues now in the city.
Absolutely.
You don't have to leave town.
You don't. T-Mobile.
You could even put these guys in a hotel. Harkless on the follow. Off glass, won't fall. And the rebound fought for Noel Coleman. Coleman on the break. He'll back it out. Defensive intensity, the pressure picking up for UNLV in the half court. 54-41 Rebels. See if they could close this out. Ruliadeff, high post. Dribble penetration. He just left it off for no one. He just bounced it out of bounds. And that will be the 14th turnover by Hawaii.
Those active hands, got to be strong with the ball.
Hawaii known as a team that pretty much protects the ball. They like to pass, they like to move. There's good movement away from the ball. If they could just get their shots to start falling, they're going to be pretty decent. They'll be a threat in that conference. Harkless went behind the back and it's stolen away. Jackson with the steal. Jackson to the forecourt. Jackson on the return from Hepa underneath. The finish by Beon Riley for two. The referee is talking to Luis Rodriguez, and I don't know what about. Is he okay? Looks like he got banged up a little bit as he's limping a little bit.
Him and the other player kind of got tangled up.
It's down to an 11-point lead for UNLV. This one's not put away quite yet. Jackie Johnson, the third up top. High screen by Mawaka. He dribble penetrates inside, no. Off that floater, battle. Taken away. Here's Noel Coleman. Here's Coleman. And it goes back to Jackson. Back to Coleman. Coleman hasn't really shot in a while. Here's Ruliadev for three. Harry Ruliadev drills his second three-pointer. And we've got a game with 9:02 to go. What happened there?
It's almost like that corner pass. Like I said, when you're playing such aggressive defense, and you're rotating so much, give credit to Hawaii because they have found that open player every time.
Yeah, Jackie Johnson III should have closed out right there. He just took a step at him, but he didn't close entirely, yeah?
Yep. If Hawaii can make a good percentage of these open shots, scary team.
Okay, so, and they're doing this without their leading scorer. Noel Coleman on the night, just 2 points, 1 of 7 from the floor. 1 of 7 in the second half. Hawaii has heated up now 40% from the field. That's 6 out of 15. And UNLV in the second half shooting 23%. They better get things going here back on the offensive end. Down to an 8-point lead.
Definitely, Hawaii kind of turned the tables on them for a couple of possessions. You know, UNLV is normally the team who turn you over, but Hawaii's been kind of giving them a taste of their own medicine, kind of speeding them up, making them play one-on-one and kind of getting some of those, getting a hand on the ball, making them turn the ball over. Things that UNLV doesn't do a lot, so.
Rebels have turned the basketball over 11 times to Hawaii's 14 in the game. And that's well below the average, but there's still 9+ to go here at the Dollar Loan Center. And for UNLV, a leading scorer currently with 11 points, it's Justin Webster off the bench. He's drilled 3 out of 4 three-pointers in this game this evening. And then 9 points for Keyshawn Gilbert, who again has not been really too effective from the floor tonight, just 2 out of 9 from the court tonight. And then 8 points apiece for Harkless, Rodriguez, 7 for David Mawaka. And the leading scorers for Hawaii off the bench, Beon Riley, who's been really good inside with 12, and 10 for Kamaka Hepa. Dribble penetration, the drive, and whoa, I gotta tell you there, Gilbert got clocked, but he finishes the play, lays it up and in. So Keyshawn Gilbert taking matters into his hands. Runnin Rebel leads up to 11 again, or 10, I should say, back up to 10. It's Coleman, Ruliadev, they cover him up now. Hepa, cross court, Coleman on the drive, outside Ruliadev again for three. Can he make this one? Nope. His first miss from behind the arc. Here's Jordan McCabe. McCabe into the forecourt. McCabe up top. McCabe draws the foul. It's free throws from this point forward, folks, for each side. And that's the 10th team foul on Hawaii, with still a long, long way to go. 2 free throws coming up for the Rebels on every foul. And UNLV leading by 10. So what was I saying? Scoring defense. They hold teams. Hawaii does to 57 points per game. And the Rebels are stuck on 56. What is wrong with me tonight? What is wrong? This free throw jinx, I don't know where this came from, but I'm jinxing everyone.
Yes.
No one is safe here in this arena. Okay, and so there's a 57 point. And so the Rebels can surpass 57 to the final 8+. Oh, I'm not going to live this down, am I, Wink? Oh, hesitation dribble. Johnson out deep in the corner. McClanahan, no. And the rebound came down to Ruliadeff. And now the drive and the flush by Noel Coleman. Well, that's how you get things started offensively. Here's Rodriguez. Can he counter for three? Swish! Luis Rodriguez from that right side angle, and the Rebels now back up by 12. Fans are really enjoying themselves here at the Dollar Loan Center. Hepa's been very quiet for a while. Ruliadeff again squares up, three-pointer on the right. Money. Absolute money. Third triple made for Harry Ruliadeff. And it's back to a 9-point lead. Again, do we have an answer? We do! Rodriguez!
Nice shot.
Luis Rodriguez feeling it. Fans are standing up now. Fans are engaged. Justice Jackson. Here's Jackson and the deflection. Here's Mwaka. Mwaka, he leaves it off. Nice bounce pass, but the Rebels finally regather it in the corner. Rodriguez, he thought about shooting from deep in the corner. He turned around. He's like, no, pull it back down. Or someone on the Rebel bench said, no, no, no. Slow down, buddy. You hear the Rebel chant here. Dollar Loan Center in Henderson. Here's Keyshawn Gilbert, drives to the basket. Went up way too hard. And then off of a turnover, the flush by Rodriguez. Now on an 8-0 run for Luis Rodriguez himself.
Got an energy. Timeout.
And we're going to get a timeout for Hawaii. Well, what were we saying? UNLV just simply has been wearing down opponents.
Yes. You wear them down, you get the energy up, the team is fired up, you got to take a timeout.
Man fell down, and that was Coleman. He slipped. Maybe some condensation left by our good friends, the Henderson Silver Knights, the hockey team, of course, the rinks underneath, and then the finish there. Nice little mini run by Rodriguez. There goes his man, slips down, and the flush. I have a favorite dunk of the season.
The windmill.
It's that windmill. Still, that windmill was something else against Minnesota by Rodriguez. So Carl Jones, I caught up with him, and I hope to see him, in the latter stages of the game, because I really do like him. And I said to him after that Life Pacific game, I said, hey, great game. He goes, yeah, 20-12. I go, like he already had the numbers. Hey, great game against Life Pacific, 20-12. And then I said, how many dunks? 8. Like
he knew everything.
He just had it all. I'd like to see another one of those 20-12 8 slam dunk games out of him.
Absolutely.
Rebels heating up. For the game, they're shooting 37%, but look at Luis Rodriguez now with 16 points, 7 boards in the game. 6 of 11, and he's 3 for 5 from distance. That's like me. I'm going to ask you, what was your average? 20-12.
20-12.
8 dunks. So that's a guy you want to see play more, so he forgets about the one-game stats, right? That's the moral of the story, I think.
He's living off the one game.
Yeah. Oh, man. He'll be back. I like his energy. Good kid. Oh, a near steal by Rodriguez, and then Coleman. He can't get it to drop. And then the long rebound comes down to Keyshawn Gilbert of UNLV. Under 6 minutes remaining here. UNLV trying to improve to 9-0. Underneath, we got Parquet Dribble penetration, steps on the baseline. It's good to see Elijah Parquet back in the game for UNLV because he took a nasty spill earlier in the game.
Absolutely.
We didn't see him for a minute there, so this is good. As long as you don't fall on your tailbone, I guess you have a good chance of not being injured, right?
Tailbone would definitely put you out.
Yeah.
Happened to me before.
That has.
Yes.
Who were you playing against? Did you go sky high over a 6'10" guy?
Wisconsin's second round of the tournament.
Oh, that's right. Clanahan. Good defense by the Rebels. That's Coleman looking to be more offensive. Pull up. And that shot, he's fouled on the shot. On the baseline. So Noel Coleman from Leopoldsburg, Belgium, will go to the free throw line. Second team All-Big West Conference team selection a season ago. A transfer from USD.
From Belgium.
From Belgium. They are international. Got Belgium, we got Brazil, we've got Australia, we've got Nampa, Idaho. They have some some Hawaiians. Surprise, Arizona, Justice Jackson. And that free throw's good. 12-point lead for UNLV. Here's McCabe, calls for action. Up top of the motion offense. On the return, here's McCabe, high screen, now the roll. Does he look for Mwaka? Gets it to him underneath, lays it up, will it stick? It does! And it goes down. Good execution there on the pick and roll.
Easy basketball, come off that pick and make a play.
The lead back up to 14. 4:45 to go here at the Dollar Loan Center. Top, it's Riley, cross court. That should be a wide open look. It's not, there's Coleman. He gets jostled around, ball went loose, and turnover by Hawaii. For Hawaii now, they're up to 17 turnovers. Does it seem like it's been that impactful on turning the ball, getting those forced turnovers tonight? Because it doesn't to me. I know it's been sloppy at times and what have you, and a little disjointed, but doesn't seem like a type of a night where the Rebels have forced that many.
Right, I think a lot of turnovers came from Hawaii, like self-inflicted. Going to the basket, not being strong with the ball, losing it, things like that. So, has been a lot of forced turnovers, but...
Rodriguez stepped back under three.
Oh, good shot.
Went deep in the shot clock. That's a good shot there. Had a good look. And the penetration, Clanahan underneath as he left it off, went out of bounds. Last touch by UNLV on the feed to Bernardo da Silva. So fresh 20 now on the shot clock. McClanahan hasn't been able to maneuver as much either. Harkless is guarding. And there's a turnover right there.
Turnover.
Gilbert takes it all the way inside, off glass for two with the finger roll. Keyshawn Gilbert makes it a 16-point Runnin Rebel lead. McClanahan deep in the corner. And Riley on the return back. Now up top, here's Jackson, Justice Jackson. Jackson spun around, tried to get around Rodriguez. Can't. Now back up top. That's McClanahan. No. Underneath once again, it's beyond Riley. And Riley two-man game. McClanahan. Nice move inside. Goes up over Mwaka for two. Pretty move.
That's a good move.
Now, if Mwaka's wingspan increased from 7'3" last season to, say, 7'5", he would have blocked that. But he's at 7'4".
He would have blocked it. He would have blocked it. Definitely. He's never too far away.
You feel comfortable that with the Runnin Rebels lead right now with 3:22 to go and leading by 14? Not put away yet, huh?
Not put away yet.
They do have an international approach, and Aron Gannat was an assistant to Randy Bennett at St. Mary's, and so they recruited a lot of Australians, as you know. Yeah, so that's where this pipeline delivered players like Harry Ruliadef, who we saw, 6'9" from Brisbane, Australia. Came in averaging 6 points and drilled a couple of really nice threes in this game.
He can shoot it. Yeah, it looks good. Good thing Hawaii got going for them. What I love, they have a lot of bigs that can step out and shoot the ball. So I love that style of play because it keeps the paint open, and plus, like, guys like De Silva, when he posts up real deep, he's only in there alone, so it's not a cluttered spot for him to work.
Hey, Isaiah Cottrell, we saw him in the last game at home for UNLV, and then, of course, he had that right ankle injury, and he's back in a walking boot again. So might have tried to come back, a little bit too soon, or maybe the ankle didn't respond as well, but he can shoot that three, and that's what it was reminding me of when you're talking about Hawaii and the way that they play with their bigs and stepping out. You got 6'10", Isaiah Cottrell. Once he's back, and Keyshawn Gilbert was telling me this week that guy adds an entirely different dimension to the team.
Absolutely.
If you're Hawaii, though, if you have those guys that could shoot from outside, they may be missing like just one rim protector, big guy in the paint, do you think?
I think they have it. I think they, like we've been talking about, they got to get their chemistry down. They got to play with each other a little bit longer because I think they got a great team now. They play defense. They get after it. They just got to get more chemistry.
Rebels into the half-court offense now. They're going to run a set play. Try to be more deliberate here. Sometimes I don't like it when teams take the air out of the ball. Here's Rodriguez. Oh, went in for the dunk and a charge, I think. No, the foul will go. Okay, Rodriguez to the free throw line. So De Silva inside the circle. And that's going to be it for De Silva. That's his 5th personal foul for De Silva, who departs with 9 points and 4 rebounds in the game. And so Rodriguez goes to the free throw line trying to add to his 16-point night. Make it 17 now. He had that nice little spurt himself, right, of eight straight points. That was fun to see, fun to watch.
What the Rebels needed. They needed that energy and they needed that spurt. Rodriguez supplied it for sure.
Of course, we saw Bryce Hamilton here at tonight's game, now playing with the South Bay Lakers in the G League. And this team this year, last year, they relied an awful lot on Bryce Hamilton. This year, it could be any one of a few players that actually steps up. I mean, Justin Webster stepped up tonight for UNLV, along with Rodriguez. Deep in the corner, Ruliadef for 3, rings out. Underneath, ball kept alive. Deion Riley back up top. Jackson for 3. Nope. Another rebound for Hawaii. McClanahan, and the reach-in foul will go against Rodriguez. And for Rodriguez, that will be his 4th personal. So you got 4 on Luis Rodriguez, 4 on Parquet, and then 3 apiece for Harkless and Owaku. But free throws upcoming here with 2:39 remaining. UNLV over the foul limit, so 2 free throws coming up for Jovan McClanahan, the junior from Viejo, California. Went to Sheridan College in Wyoming. $15-point lead for UNLV. Jovan McClanahan again, and that one is good. Now we'll see some full court pressure by Hawaii. 14-point Runnin Rebel lead. And there's a reach and foul by Ruliadef in the backcourt, so Justin Webster to the free throw line. In talking to some of the folks around this Runnin Rebel program, the way that things have really occurred have been organically when it comes to chemistry, because Kevin Kruger didn't say, hey, you guys got to hang out together. He didn't tell the players that they need to go bowling together, have dinners together, shoot around together in the offseason, none of that. And lo and behold, you've got this chemistry where they just are starting to feed off of each other. And that's really something to see.
Yeah, I think, you know, good thing about players, and, you know, nobody really talks about it, but it falls from the staff, how the staff get along, from the players. And like Kevin mentioned in his interview, you know, you got some players that, you know, cater to different coaches, and, you know, they all cater to each other, but everybody plays a role in the whole program, and it fits well.
Rebel lead is up to 16, 2:26 to go. McClanahan with that hesitation dribble. Then again, good baseline defense by the Rebels. Here's Justice Jackson for three. Front iron and off. And a whistle and a foul in the backcourt, and Parquet will go to the free throw line. Parquet on the free throw parade. Runnin Rebels have now gone to the free throw line. This will be their 25th free throw upcoming. That shows you a lot, because they're forcing, again, their aggressiveness inside and getting to the foul line.
Absolutely, especially when you're in a bonus.
So Parquet at the line, used that extra COVID year. And that free throw is good. And the Colorado transfer had a foot injury that he sustained last year at Colorado, and that just held him winged to 18 games, but we're seeing him come along really well, and hopefully he was okay from that spill, doesn't have, you know, any aches and pains tomorrow.
Yeah, Elijah's going to play a big part of this team.
Outside, really a deft three, skims off the iron, and now maybe Hawaii will just back off. I did ask Kevin Kruger, because I could feel this offense starting to come together for UNLV, and I said, Coach, what was the point of this season on that drive? Harkless with the finish. Boy, does he know how to use his body. Elijah Harkless with the bucket, 20-point Runnin Rebel lead. And Coach said, wow, they just threw that up there off the miss by McClanahan. Here come the Rebels. And the ball will go back to Hawaii. So I did ask Coach, turning point of this season, when do you think it was? Is there such a thing? He said second half of the Southern Illinois game. He felt his team on the offensive end started to come together, because we see what they're doing defensively, right? And they're playing so aggressive and hard. So now here you go, a team that was giving up just 57 points per game. The Rebels have exceeded that number by 20, and they lead by 20. So here's Kamaka Hepa, fadeaway jumper. That's sweet from the baseline. And so Hepa in this game now with 12 points, most of those coming in the first half of play. Approach 1 minute remaining.
UNLV is definitely going to be a team that can put a lot of points on the board, because they got so many guards that can score and drive, and they're not afraid to share the ball. You know, they love to turn you over. They love to share the ball on the offensive end. When the McCabe come in, you know, he loves to get to the basket and feed that big man, so they'll always be able to put points on the board.
I like Rodriguez, even from deep. Here's Hepa for three. And so Hepa adds 3 more points to his total, 15-point game, 36.5 remaining. Yeah, I just like the way that they are sharing the ball. Their spacing is good. They care about each other as teammates, too. That's a big part. Now the fans are coming to their feet. It's a 9-game winning streak for the UNLV Runnin Rebels. They are 9-0, and they will face Washington State at the MGM Grand Garden Arena on Saturday. Final seconds winding down.
Knockdown.
Gilbert wanted to shoot. And that'll do it. So the Rebels again wearing down yet another opponent. They led by 19 points at halftime. They didn't quite coast to a win, but they maintained their advantage throughout the course of the second half, and they win it by 15. What's your initial impression of the latest Runnin Rebel victory, Wink?
It's a great win for them. I think every win is a great win. I think this is a great test tonight because they actually seen a team who can kind of return a favor and take care of the ball and turn them over. So I think, from this game, I can see Kevin showing them a lot of film, showing them a lot of mistakes. Even though we won, we can be better at this. We need to work on this. I think they'll be at practice next day working on some things from this game for sure.
This Hawaii team, well coached, do a great job execution-wise, and if they weren't that good defensively, it could have been a complete rout in this game because at times they did a good job of just shutting down this Rebel offense. But again, UNLV's offense putting up 77 on the board, and now that defense is leading to offensive opportunities for the Runnin Rebels, and that was, again, what can make them so dangerous. Try to finish out strong in the non-conference season and then head strong into the conference campaign.
Yeah, I think mentally and physically, like UNLV has what it takes to be at the top of the Mountain West. I think that, like I said, tonight was a great test for them. And like I said, even though we won the game, I think it's a lot of things that they're going to take from this game to work on and get ready for that conference play.
So UNLV came in averaging 22 forced turnovers per game. Somebody on Twitter asked me how many turnovers will the Rebels force tonight. I said 17 and a half, and it went over by a half a turnover at 18. Oh man, social media. What would it have been like for you if you guys had social media going like this strong when you were in college?
It would have been amazing. It's crazy because we talk about it now, and we always take it farther back and say, what if the social media was back in the Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan days.
Running Rebels in the 90s. Oh, my goodness.
Like, a lot of these guys would have been superstars, but, use it to your advantage, man. It's their generation. I think they do a great job with it.
Let's take a look at the leading scorers and the stats from this game tonight. We'll keep it here for you for just a few more minutes. Luis Rodriguez had that 8-0 spurt himself, 2 triples, and that dunk inside. 18 points for Luis and 7 boards, 13 apiece in the game for Keyshawn Gilbert and Justin Webster against his former team tonight. Nice to see him doing well and scoring points and getting out of his shooting slump. And now he has made 7 of his last 8 3-pointers the last 2 games, Wink, and 9 for David Mwaka. Also in the scoring column, 7 for Jackie Johnson III. Jordan McCabe off the bench, 3 assists and 3 points. He's definitely playing a different role this season, averaged 5 assists per game last season, but now very good and very good quality minutes for McCabe in this game. Again, you can't beat his leadership and what he's doing. Elijah Parquet had that really tough spill, a bucket for 2 points for Victor Owaku, and again, McCabe had 3 in the contest, 77 for UNLV. They turned the ball over 13 times in this game, but they had 8 steals, and their assists, they had 10 assists on 23 buckets, again, sharing the basketball. Leading scorer for Hawaii tonight, Kamaka Hepa, had 15 points, 12 for Beon Riley, and those are the only 2 scorers in double figures. Harry Ruliadef, really like him, had 3 triples in the game, 9 points for Bernardo Da Silva before he had fouled out, 6 apiece. Javon McClanahan. You also had Noel Coleman, who had 6 points in the game, 3 for Samula Aveya, and then 2 for Moore Sek, and that's how we wound up tonight. Rebels came back, and they shot consistently because they shot 38% in the first half and 38% from the field for the game and for the second half. So they're pretty with 39% of the second half and then a little over, shade over 38% for the game. So that's pretty good. And again, consistency for the Rebels. And they limited Hawaii from the floor to 36%, but 27%, Wink, in that first half of play. And so we are watching some highlights, and thanks to our entire crew, to William, to Clyde, to BD Global, we thank them, BD Global Sports, and everyone else involved with our broadcast. It's been so much fun working with you, Wink. I really do enjoy it. Yeah.
You too. Yes, sir.
And I'll quit. If you were playing, if I were broadcasting some of your games, you would have missed a lot more free throws in your career. You know that. I would have jinxed you, man. It's been a pleasure, and congratulations once again. Make you get into the UNLV Hall of Fame, Athletics Hall of Fame, and one of the all-time Runnin' Rebel greats. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Thank
good to
so
see
much.
you and your red shoes.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Once again, I'm Tony Cardasco for Wink Adams and our entire crew here at the Dollar Loan Center in Henderson. But once again, the final score, UNLV runs its record now to 9-0 on the season with a 77-62 win over the University of Hawaii.